What's up guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be checking out 1 Saiyan versus 20 Frieza supporters Jubilee parody, and it is made by Super Rami. But yeah guys, let's get right into the video.
I am Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans, and today I'm surrounded by 20 Frieza supporters. My first claim is simple. There's no excuse. Serving Frieza makes you evil automatically.
You say everyone who worked for Frieza is evil, no exception. Doesn't that make you a hypocrite?
I'm speaking from experience. I had to learn that lesson the hard way.
Oh, please. No one here benefited more from the Frieza Force than you, Vegeta. You lived off his empire for years. He favored you, treated you like his golden boy, and you used that to boss everyone around, even us. You are as bad as Frieza, maybe even worse. And now, you come here acting like we are the villains? Vegeta, between all of us here combined, our body count is still probably smaller than yours. We are not evil, Vegeta. The universe is evil. We are just trying to find a place in it.
Keep telling yourself that. But the reality is that you're just cowards, terrified of change. Yes, I had a horrible past, but at least I own up to it. I don't let it define me. I move forward and try to be better every day. Instead of using my past as an excuse, use what I'm trying to be now as an example. If you really want a place in this harsh universe, the first thing you should do is stop living like a slave and leave Frieza's empire.
Oh yeah? Just...
The thing is, I swear most of these men are just wastemans pretty much. That's the only reason that they're like even in the empire, like kind of thing. Like they're just... Bro, no one can say no to Frieza. Like so when he's saying that like they are all evil, I'm just like, bro, they're not really evil. And I kind of agree with this guy when he was saying that Vegeta was on some shit still. He went on a med thing, bro. He purposely let himself become Majin Vegeta and all of that just so he can go on a med thing. But of course he changed after that. But yeah, I honestly think I don't agree with the first question. The first claim. Like I personally think that a lot of these guys are just trying to survive. I swear down, these little bastards.
with the Frieza Force and everything will magically works out. Well, guess what, Vegeta? Not everyone can just leave and go bang a billionaire,
Don't you
play
dare
family
talk about
man,
my wife.
and live rent-free on Earth and hang out with gods like you. Gods who, by the way, other reason this universe is rigged against people like us. But sure, Prince Privileged here is gonna lecture us about good and
You
evil.
can keep throwing your sad little personal attacks at me and blame everyone but yourselves for the choices you make every day. But it does.
But I'm not gonna lie, he was spitting facts though. Not everyone can run into a billionaire and then be good, bro. Like fucking hell.
Doesn't change the truth. All of you are pathetic cowards. You slaughter innocent people, children, just to impress a
I'm
tyrant
not
who
trying
will
to
throw you
please
away
him,
the
I'm just
second you
trying
mess
to
up.
survive.
You say you're doing it to save yourself. No, you sold yourself the second you decided to be his dog.
So your claim is that you can't be in the Frieza Force without being evil? Then what about me? I'm not a fighter. I'm a doctor. I've never killed anyone. In fact, I've saved lives. Do you still call that evil?
Everyone who knowingly supports Frieza's rule of terror is guilty. Even the guy scrubbing the floors on Frieza's ship is choosing to surrender to evil instead of
I'm a doctor.
resisting it.
Saving lives is evil to you?
If the lives you're saving belong to genocidal monsters who will go out tomorrow and burn innocent planet to ash, then yes, that's very evil.
I don't only treat fighters. I treat all kinds of workers, even their families. Sometimes I even save survivors from the planets we raid. I've seen children, refugees, people who wouldn't have made it without me.
Frieza, helping survivors of his own massacres. You expect me to swallow that?
I lived it. Look, I know Frieza isn't perfect, but in this universe you're either with him or against him. I chose to stand with him while trying to do as little harm as possible, and I even managed to do good.
I have to be real. I don't know how Vegeta's talking all that shit when he literally, I swear, he did that with the Saiyans pretty much, and like other races and stuff like that. So, like, yeah, it's rigged still because Frieza does have like the science guys and the doctors and all of this, and it's like, bro, are they like truly evil, or is it just like, bro, like serve me or die? And it's like, bro, like, I think being evil is like super willing and going out of your way to like proper go like on a mad thing, let's say, like, and a lot of these guys are just weak, like they're cowards, yeah, but they're not. It's not that deep, like, it's mad.
Pathetic. That mindset, be a victim or be a servant, is the lie you've swallowed whole. That's not survival, it's surrender. You could have chosen to fight, chosen to scrape out a life on your own terms. A life outside the Empire may be harsh.
A life outside
but anyone
the
with
Empire.
even a shred of self-worth...
Vegeta, you don't understand how miserable the universe is. I spent 40 years studying medicine, learning the anatomy of hundreds of species just to help people. On my third world planet, I was unemployed, ignored. I traveled across the galaxy for a single opportunity. Nothing. The only place that gave me a chance to follow my passion with the technology I needed was the Frieza Force, and they paid me well. I'm not a slave. I'm thriving.
All you greedy bastards care about is money and comfort. You don't care whose bones get crushed beneath your paychecks, as long as you're fed.
Vegeta, you can't tell us not to care about money when you've been literally sponsored all your life. You were a prince, then Frieza's prodigy, and now you're the in-law of the richest family on Earth. You're in no position to come down here and tell those of us who are struggling that we shouldn't care about it.
The same tired argument. You're rich, so you don't understand. Pathetic. Money might not have been my problem, but don't you dare tell me I've never suffered. I know what it means to be broken, to be humiliated, to have everything stripped away. And yet, I stood back up. Not because it was easy, not because I had wealth, but because I had pride. You say you heal people? Then heal yourself first. Rip out the cowardice inside you. Every soldier you mend makes Frieza stronger. Every life you save fuels the Empire's slaughter. You're not saving lives. You're trading a few survivors for millions dead. My second claim is that the Frieza Empire is the reason our universe is in such a miserable state.
Hard to believe. You fought gods, demons, creatures that could erase existence itself. And you really saying that Frieza is worse than all of them?
Yes, I am. Those cosmic threats came and went, but none of them chained entire generations in fear the way Frieza did. Frieza wasn't just bad for populations on a personal level. He was poison to the universe itself. He is the reason our universe is ranked so low.
If that's true, then how do you explain that our universe was ranking better during Frieza's reign?
That's just a lie.
That's facts. Even your god's friend admitted that the fall of the Frieza Force lowered our universe standing. What matters is that people across the galaxy say their lives was harsher under Frieza, yes, but at least they were stable. They had structure compared to the chaos after his fall. They were better off.
Better off. Better off under a tyrant who committed genocide for amusement. The only ones who miss Frieza are the ones too afraid to imagine freedom. What they really miss is the certainty of their chains.
Vegeta, you might not know this, but the Frieza Force wasn't just a colonial military organization. It was a core part of our universe's ecosystem. Not only did it provide millions of jobs, but entire businesses were built around it. Rules were made based on its existence. Planetary economies depended on their
What the hell are you
deals
even
with Frieza.
talking about? Are you really trying to say that Frieza was a good guy? Even Frieza himself proudly admits and brags that he is the embodiment of evil. Everything Frieza ever did was only to benefit himself, without caring about who he destroyed.
Yes, of course, Frieza is not a good guy and his actions are purely selfish. But while being selfish, his actions were beneficial for a lot of people, enviably more than they hurt the others. At its peak, the Frieza Force made groundbreaking technological advancements, built a universal economic system, and got rid of all competing warlords. At the very least, they gave the people one clear threat to adapt to, instead of the chaos happening like now.
Frieza didn't crush warlords. He recruited them. They were absorbed into his army and given exactly what they wanted in exchange for their loyalty, at the expense of innocence.
And yet people lived.
He
They
didn't
adapted.
build economies. He exploited them. His so-called advancements were stolen from the worlds he conquered, and only his empire benefited. I was there. I saw planets stripped of every resource until nothing was
Under
left but
Frieza,
corpses
there was at least one
and
threat to
dust.
understand,
Tell
one
me,
tyrant to
what
endure.
kind of
Now, there is nothing but
eco-sins?
chaos.
Let's be
That-
clear. Even Frieza himself would spit on the picture you're painting. He bragged about being the embodiment of evil. He never pretended to care about order or prosperity. If he heard you right now trying to make him sound like some galactic savior, he'd laugh in your face. He'd think you were making him look weak, and he doesn't tolerate weakness. Not from enemies, not from his own men. He'd kill you for it without a second thought. My final...
Alright, that was a madness. Fucking hell. Like, the way these guys are doing this, they kind of thought about it still. And that other guy, he was kind of given a good point still. Even if there was opportunities, it's like, bro, I didn't even think about, like, how the fucking Dragon Ball Z universe is, like, because of it. And I swear there is a lot of other fucking, like, other characters and that basically kind of work for them, or like kind of against them or some shit like that. But
that us, Saiyans, are the strongest warriors in the universe.
Yeah, that's what you care about. Everyone tells you they are struggling, and you only care about who's stronger. We don't care.
Oh yeah, all of you sure seemed to care when you thought your leader Frieza was the strongest.
What are you talking about? I am not even in the Frieza Force. I'm just a civilian, and still, I support Frieza. You know why?
Because you're an idiot?
Because I think you and your friends are the worst thing that happened to this universe. You destroyed Frieza, left a giant power vacuum, and left people to struggle in pure chaos. At first, I thought that you were just too dumb to think about that. But now that I'm hearing you talk, you and your friends are just a bunch of egotistical bastards who don't care about anyone
I am
but
a
themselves.
warrior. My job is beating evil, not fixing the universe.
You are not even doing that right. You only cared about what you call evil when it stood in your way. The moment it wasn't hurting you, you didn't care. You never bothered to crush the remnants of his army after his death. They were unorganized, causing even more harm than he did. You didn't care about the groups that filled the gap when he left. You didn't care about the planets whose economies collapsed after him. And you...
he's kind of got a good point there. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see these men do that shit in the anime still.
call yourselves heroes.
I never called myself a hero.
Well, you're not. And you're not even a good guy. You could be helping millions of struggling people, but instead, you keep chasing power to feed your own ego. How is that not evil?
I do whatever I want. I don't owe you anything. We can't help everyone.
You literally can. Your wife keeps the strongest wish-granting artifacts in her garage, and she uses them to get boob jobs every year instead of saving millions who are starving. You have the power to build your own empire and use it for good. You are friends with the literal gods of this universe. No one has more power than you to help us, but you don't. That's why people like me choose to support Frieza. Because unlike you, he actually cares about building something. And people all across the universe are waking up. And they'd rather live under a dictator who at least makes a system, even if it benefits him, than trust you and your friends who don't care at all.
Damn, guys, that was that was banging. Still, fucking hell. Comment if you want a part 2. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see a part 2. And like, bro, that was not bad. Like, and it was what, like nearly 12 minutes. God damn, that flew by kind of quick. Still, but yeah, they did a good job. I felt like they had a few interesting points that made me think about, like, yeah, a few of these guys, they've kind of got good points still. I didn't even think about it like that in the anime world. But of course, man, these men are too busy fighting evil, man. Bro, I didn't even think that these men, like, oh yeah, you have to think about these next man's economy and all of this shit. I was just like, oh shit. It's kind of got a point there. And it's true, I don't even know why, like no one, like, finished off completely, like, the Frieza Force, the Empire, all of that type of stuff. I don't know how, like, Vegeta didn't even try to go to the computer to find out, like, anything else about Saiyans or anything like that. It's kind of stupid now thinking about it. But yeah, guys, comment down below what you think, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Alright, bye.